Hi, I'm reporter Stacy Wesco. Welcome to PA Biz Conversations. This is a newsroom web product of Lehigh Valley Business and Central Penn Business Journal, where we talk to leaders in the community about issues that are important to business and the community. With us for this segment is Kurt Landis. He's president and general manager of the Lehigh Valley IronPigs. Welcome, Kurt.
Thanks, Stacy. Appreciate it.
For those of you, few, I'm assuming, who aren't familiar with the IronPigs and your stadium, the Coca-Cola Park, tell us a little bit about yourself and the team, just for some background.
Sure. It's hard to believe, Stacy, but next year will be our 15th year in the Lehigh Valley as the AAA affiliate, baseball affiliate for the Philadelphia Phillies. So Coca-Cola Park is a beautiful gem of a ballpark, and obviously, baseball is our business, but it's much more about people having a great time and being entertained at the ballpark. And no matter if you're a baseball fan or not, people love coming here in the summer. It's part of a summer memories and summer traditions for people now in the Lehigh Valley. Right,
but speaking of the business end of baseball, because baseball is business, the main product that you sell are those baseball games. And you did not have them to sell this year because of the pandemic. How do you maintain an organization that is surrounded with baseball when there is no baseball this year?
Well, no doubt it's been very difficult without baseball games. But, I think we approached this as an organization and said our mission really is to entertain fans, to entertain the Lehigh Valley. And we still set out to accomplish our mission even without baseball. That just came in a different fashion. So if we were hosting a golf outing at the ballpark, like a Top Golf experience here, or if we're hosting drive-through fireworks or bingo or happy hours, dinners on the diamond here at the ballpark, we just found all kinds of different ways to still entertain and bring a little bit of joy for people in their lives. And even more so now, people are missing just getting out, having things to do. And people that came to our events were just genuinely ecstatic and appreciative of the IronPigs still filling a void for them, even though it didn't involve actual baseball game or didn't involve a large crowd of 10,000 people, but we were able to host events of up to 250 consistently throughout the summer. So for us, obviously it's been extremely detrimental not having baseball games and drawing 600,000 people to the ballpark. But knowing what we've done to stay relevant and have events every week throughout the pandemic, I'm proud of our staff and our organization for still helping to kind of fill a void and a need within the Lehigh Valley.
Now, revenue, of course, is a concern. You're never going to be able to make up. You would often have 9,000 people in your stands. You didn't have it this year. How did that play out for you? Were you able to make up any of that revenue, or was it mostly a matter of just staying relevant and staying in touch with your fans?
From a revenue perspective, extremely difficult. I mean, we might have earned pennies on the dollar for what we would normally gross from a revenue standpoint. But our organization recognizes that this has been a tremendous location, a tremendous franchise over the course of our history. So for 13, 14 previous seasons, we've been very successful, one of the most successful teams within minor league baseball. And we have such diehard support. People love coming here, the memories they create, the fun they have. So for our organization, we're prepared and okay to get through this year. We didn't have any layoffs, furloughs, or pay cuts for our full-time staff. We really just wanted to give back, and we'll make do for 1 year without that type of revenue. And we just wanted to be a community partner. And like I said, for like you said, just stay relevant, stay in our fans' minds. We want to do the right thing by all of our season ticket holders, all of our business partners, and know that we're there for them and we're ready to play baseball as soon as we're allowed to play baseball.
Now, when you did have seasons in the past, you've been recognized multiple years for your attendance and for some of the creativity of your marketing. Did you bring some of that into play this past year, using that creativity that your staff has to fill the void?
In many ways, I think this has been our best year. Maybe not financially, but it really forced us to be very creative and think outside the box even more than what we normally would in terms of how do we staff, what events do we dream up, how can we use the ballpark in a non-baseball fashion. So I'm real proud of all the different ideas and concepts and types of events that we hosted at the ballpark that are very non-traditional. And what's great about that is now I think there's this basis of new ideas and events that we can do into the future. They don't conflict with IronPigs baseball. That'll make us that much more of a community partner moving forward to do events on non-game days that we've dreamed up because we had to. We were forced to, just to stay relevant and to stay active and to stay engaged with our fans in the community.
Right. Now, two groups that you mentioned, your sponsors and your season ticket holders, and needing to stay engaged with them. How has that worked? Do you have a lot of sponsors that have signs and banners at games, or sponsor, this pitch was brought to you by so-and-so? What happened with that? Have you had to work with them because of the lack of gameplay?
Yeah, I think it's just about being honest, Stacy. When you obviously don't have baseball games, and that's what our fans want, and that's what our partners pay to advertise at. We suspended all invoicing. We gave all of our fans and partners the option to be refunded if they wanted to. We are hopeful that most of our fans and partners would roll over their sponsorship into 2021 or into the future. And really 95% of them did, because they appreciate who we are and what we do. They appreciate the honesty. They appreciated knowing that we've been a great partner, not only with them, but within the community and the nonprofits that we work with year in, year out. So I was real pleased and happy of our response to the pandemic in terms of being forthright with our partners. Now, of course, we try to provide some opportunities for them to partner with us this year that was different than what in the past. And for some, that was great. And for others, they just want to support IronPigs baseball when IronPigs baseball returns. But overall, tremendous support from fans and partners, allowing us to continue with their deposits or their investments for 2021 or the future.
Right. Now, you're looking ahead to 2021 already, and still there's so much uncertainty, which has got to be frustrating for you. What are you looking at planning for next season?
Well, it is frustrating. You have to be very adaptive and flexible, as we found out for the last 8 months in this pandemic, and that continues to be the case now. So as we look for April of 21, are we going to have a full crowd? Will the vaccine be in place? And what's the plan if we have a full crowd? Are there more concerns and requests for touchless or cashless? How would that work in a ballpark scenario? Are we only able to hold 20% or 50%? What if the pandemic continues through June or July and we can't host large groups? What types of events can we do? So there's a lot of planning, there's a lot of guessing, and you try to be flexible and work hard. And I always, there's a quote, stay calm and unruffled on the outside and paddle like the devil underneath. And that's kind of what we've been doing. I think beneath the surface, we paddle like the devil, and we're prepared and ready for any outcome. And you kind of just hope and pray for the best outcome, and you hope for a vaccine. But in the meantime, you help others. You realize that there's a lot of people that are very unfortunate, very blessed with our role here to support the community. And not only, we'll get past this. It's certainly a downtime. It's not positive by any means without ticket sales and ticket income and concessions. But we know that when the pandemic ends, and it will end at some point, fans are going to be thirsty to come out in droves to attend the things that they've missed. And I think so many people reach out and say, I just miss being at the ballpark with an ice cold Coke or beer and a hot dog, and I can't wait to be back. And when fans are ready to come back, we're going to be ready to provide them the same level of entertainment and greater, quite honestly, that we've had in the past.
So are you planning to have games next year? A lot of the major league sports were able to have some semblance of a season this year. Are you planning ahead for that?
Yeah, absolutely, Stacey. I think in some form or fashion we'll have games here next year. I think the biggest question for us will be where we're at in the pandemic and what the current restrictions are in terms of crowd sizes. So I think we intend to have baseball and games, just a matter, will we have a 50% capacity, 75%, 100%? What are the numbers and how do we plan for that? How do lines look different? Again, cashless or touchless payment systems. What does security look like in terms of entering the ballpark, and all the things that now venues of our size are thinking about and trying to plan for. So, how do you accept cashless payments for parking and tickets and concessions? How do you make sure that the facility is as clean as possible? And we take great pride now on how clean the facility is, but the expectations have changed. And how do you adapt to those? And how do you provide fans a top level expectation of entertainment and fun, but do that with a smaller crowd capacity if we're forced to do that? So again, just trying to think through all the different options that are in front of us, all the different restrictions that may be in the future, and having answers for all those things. So as we get to February, March, we're prepared for an April season.
Great. Well, good luck with that. I'm sure everyone in the Lehigh Valley is looking forward to the IronPigs coming back. And thank you for joining us. This has been PA Biz Conversations. If you would like to know more, you can go to lvb.com for Lehigh Valley Business, or cpbj.com. That's a mouthful, for Central Penn Business Journal. Have a good day.
Thanks, Stacy, for having me. Go Pigs.
Go Pigs.